Deep in the Amazon rainforest, there is a forgotten American city. It has streets, factories, hospitals, entire neighborhoods, but almost no one lives there. The jungle is slowly swallowing it. This place is called Fordlândia, and it was built by one of the most powerful industrialists in history, Henry Ford. This is the story of the jungle city that was never supposed to fail. In the early 1900s, the automobile industry was exploding, and every car needed rubber. Rubber for tires, for seals, for hoses. Henry Ford, the man behind the Model T, hated depending on other countries for his supplies. At the time, most of the world's rubber came from massive plantations in Southeast Asia, controlled by British and Dutch interests. Ford wanted control. Total control. So he made an extraordinary decision. He would grow his own rubber, right in the heart of the Amazon rainforest. In 1928, the Ford Motor Company purchased a massive tract of land, thousands of acres along the Tapajós River in Brazil. The plan was incredibly ambitious. He wasn't just building a rubber plantation. He was building an entire city. American-style houses were constructed in neat, orderly rows. There was a modern hospital, a school, a powerful generator plant, and even a golf course. Ford wanted to do more than just grow rubber. He wanted to export the American way of life. He envisioned a model town, a beacon of industrial progress in the middle of the jungle. Workers were expected to live the Ford way. This meant no alcohol, strict work schedules, and eating American food like hamburgers and canned peaches in company cafeterias. It was supposed to be an industrial utopia. At least that was the plan on paper. But the Amazon rainforest had other ideas. Almost immediately, the rubber trees began to die. The American managers had tried to copy the farming methods they knew from back home, planting the trees in dense, orderly rows. This was a fatal mistake. In the wild, rubber trees grow far apart, which naturally protects them from pests and disease. But in Ford's dense plantations, it was a different story. When planted so close together, diseases spread like wildfire. A fungus called South American leaf blight infected the leaves, causing them to wither and fall. Swarms of insects attacked the weakened trees. Entire sections of the plantation were completely wiped out. The jungle's ecosystem had evolved over millions of years. Ford's engineers simply didn't understand it. Nature was fighting back, and it was winning. Life for the workers in Fordlândia was brutal. The climate was relentless, with oppressive heat and suffocating humidity. But it wasn't just the environment. The Brazilian workers deeply resented the strict American rules. They were forced to eat unfamiliar food, work on a rigid schedule that ignored the local climate, and live under constant, overbearing supervision. In 1930, after a dispute in the cafeteria, tensions finally exploded. The workers rioted. They smashed equipment, shattered windows, and cut the power lines. Managers and their families were chased into the jungle for safety. Some executives had to make a frantic escape by boat down the river. For a short time, the industrial utopia was in a state of total chaos. Even after the riots, Ford refused to give up. He ordered a new plantation to be built downstream, hoping to learn from his mistakes. But the same problems continued. The rubber trees failed. The diseases spread, costs skyrocketed. And while Ford was struggling in the Amazon, a scientific breakthrough was happening elsewhere. Chemists had figured out how to create synthetic rubber. Suddenly, the need for a massive natural rubber plantation was disappearing. Fordlândia was becoming pointless. In 1945, after losing millions of dollars, the Ford Motor Company finally sold the land back to the Brazilian government for a fraction of its cost and abandoned the project forever. The jungle city was left behind. Today, Fordlândia still exists as one of the world's most haunting ghost towns. Abandoned houses stand in quiet, decaying rows. Rusting factory skeletons rise above the encroaching trees. The iconic water tower still overlooks empty streets. And the rainforest continues its slow, steady advance. Green shoots push through cracked pavement. Massive tree roots split the foundations of buildings. Nature is reclaiming everything. Henry Ford tried to tame the Amazon and build an industrial paradise. Instead, he created a monument to human hubris. A reminder that even the most powerful visionaries can underestimate the force of nature. And deep in the rainforest, Ford's impossible city still waits, a forgotten dream being swallowed by the jungle. Thanks for watching. If you found this story fascinating, consider subscribing for more tailies from the Obscura Index.